Pope John community who have served our country in the United States Armed Forces this afternoon. We salute their service and express our gratitude for their courage, sacrifice, and dedication to freedom. Please join me in recognizing our honored veterans and service members. Mr. Dave Thompson Sr. is a Pope John parent and served in the United States Air Force from 1997 to 2004, a combat control special tactics operator. Dave completed 3 tours in Afghanistan, 2 in Iraq, and 1 in Bosnia. Mr. Craig Thompson is a Pope John parent who served in the United States Army from 2001 to 2005, a graduate of the Citadel. Craig was assigned to the Air Defense Artillery Patriot Weapon System. Craig achieved the rank of captain, was airborne qualified, and deployed to Iraq in 2003. Kevin Rakowski is a Pope John parent and served in the United States Navy from 1984 to 1996 as a member of the Cold War submarine service. Ryan Jones is a Pope John parent and was a member of the United States Air Force from 2002 to 2008, serving in both Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. Matt Strasser is a Pope John parent and active duty service member in the United States Army, where he has served since 2011. John Chichello Sr. is a Pope John grandparent and a Vietnam veteran. He served as a Marine from 1968 to 1974. He is a Purple Heart recipient. And his other decorations include the Combat Action Medal with 2 stars, National Defense Medal, Vietnam Service Medal with 2 bronze stars, New Jersey Distinguished Service Medal with Oak Cluster and Good Conduct Medal. James Arojo is a Pope John alum and served in the United States Army from 2014 to 2017, deploying to Iraq in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. James and his wife, Major Megan Arojo, currently reside at the United States Military Academy, where she is an instructor. Mr. George Becker is a Pope John alum and a member of the faculty at Pope John and served in the United States Army from 1972 to 1978. George was stationed at Fort Belvoir, Virginia, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, Korea, and Fort Myers in Virginia. Lieutenant Colonel James DeRose is a Pope John parent who retired from the Army after 34 years of distinguished service across active duty, reserves, and the National Guard. Lieutenant Colonel DeRose earned the Iraq Campaign Medal for his services in 2009 to 2010, and a Global War on Terrorism Medal for his service in the Southern Philippines in 2007. His duties include the Joint Chiefs of Staff in the Pentagon and the European Command in Stuttgart, Germany. Some of his awards and recognitions include the Service Medal, the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, and the Bronze Star Medal. He currently teaches high school junior ROTC. Tom Bagos is a Pope John grandparent and a veteran of the United States Navy. He has served from 1978 to 1982 in the Mediterranean, including aboard an aircraft carrier during the Iranian hostage crisis. Johannes de Boer is a Vietnam veteran who served in the United States Army from 1967 to 1970. Elston Nisbet is a Pope John parent and served in the United States Army from 1996 to 2004. Jason Vaughn is a veteran of the United States Marine Corps, having served from 2004 to 2008. Jason served 2 tours in Iraq and now serves as commandant of the United States Marine Corps League Detachment. William Quint Jr. is a Vietnam veteran who served in the United States Army from 1966 to 1967. Christopher Kloos is the husband of Pope John faculty member Joyce Kloos and served in the United States Navy from 1969 to 1973. Christopher was a Navy corpsman attached to the Marines during the Vietnam War. Joseph La Barbera is a Pope John parent who served in the United States Marine Corps and Army for 21 years from 1995 to 2016. Joe served in 5 combat tours in Kosovo, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and retired as the Command Inspector General of Fort Irwin, California. He is a recipient of the Combat Infantryman's Badge. Chris Seisnak is a Pope John parent and a veteran of the Vietnam War who served the United States Air Force from 1969 to 1973. Joseph Brzezinski III is a Pope John parent and video director for the Pope John Lions. Joe served the United States Air Force from 1989 to 1997 and is a veteran of Desert Shield and Desert Storm. Ron Belvivis, husband of our high school vice principal, Marion Belvivis, served in the United States Navy from 1966 to 1970 as an aircraft mechanic during the Vietnam War. Robert Watts is a Pope John parent who served the United States Navy from 1989 to 1992. Robert is also a veteran of Desert Storm. Robert Booch is a Pope John grandparent who served the United States Navy from 1961 to 1964. He is a veteran of the Vietnam War and was stationed on a ship amid the Cuban Missile Crisis. Isaiah Davis is an active duty service member of the United States Air Force, has been serving since 2022 as a defender with the Base Defense Group at Moody Air Force Base in Georgia. William O'Brien is a Navy veteran who served from 1984 to 1988. William was a U.S. Navy diver whose unit was dedicated to maintaining the readiness of the submarine fleet home and abroad. Thomas Deming served in the United States Army from 1969 to 1971 in the 3rd Armored Division in Freiburg, Germany. Michael Williams is a Pope John parent who served in the United States Army from 1990 to 1992. Michael is a veteran of Desert Storm, having served as an M1A1 tanker, 3rd Squadron, 2nd Armored Cavalry Regiment, based out of Hamburg, Germany. Ronnie Fox is a Pope John grandparent who served in the Army National Guard from 1969 to 1974. Glenn Parker is a Pope John grandparent who served in the Air Force from 1970 to 1994. Glenn served also in Desert Storm. Anthony Hain is a Pope John parent and veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. Anthony served in the United States Air Force from 1993 to 2014. George Higgs is the husband of Pope John faculty member Joanne Higgs and served in the United States Navy from 1964 to 1968. George also served in the Vietnam War. James J. Leary was a Pope John graduate, parent, and is honored posthumously for his service in the United States Marine Corps from 1942 to 1949. James served during World War II and in Palau and Okinawa, and was a Purple Heart recipient. We'd also like to recognize on the Kellenberg sidelines from Kellenberg Memorial, Mr. Ray Barkley, who served as a Marine during the Vietnam War. He's also a 1995 grad and served in the U.S. Army. Check that. Tony Hext, graduate in 1995 of Kellenberg and served in the U.S. Army. We'd be remiss, and we also like to extend our gratitude to those who registered but could not be with us this afternoon. Bob Gialinella, John Marks, Robert Flynn, Dennis Stenovich, and Lance Townsend. We also extend our deepest gratitude to the veterans in attendance from Kellenberg Memorial High School once again. While we may be rivals today on the field, we stand united in appreciation and respect for all that have served for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in showing our deepest appreciation for these incredible men and women, our heroes, our family, our community. Pope John 23rd High School, thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and the example you have made. Let's hear it for all our veterans here and abroad.
And thank you to Chris Rosa for the PA announcing for the first Salute to Service Day at Pope John High School. As you see all the military veterans and their families at midfield. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back for second half action from Pope John High School. At halftime, it is 29-0 Pope John leading Kellenberg Memorial. Mike Formisano here, calling today's game on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. We'll start up a new feed, and we'll be back in just a few minutes, probably about 3-4 minutes at most. You are watching Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. The Lions lead the Firebirds 29-0.